This episode of WDW Today is sponsored by All Star Vacation Homes. With over 150 vacation rentals to choose from, All Star Vacation Homes will help you find the perfect vacation accommodation for your Orlando vacation. Their vacation rentals range from 3, 4, or even 5-star homes or condos, all offering the comfort and convenience of fully equipped kitchens, multiple master suites with televisions in every bedroom, and your own private pool with a barbecue grill. So for more information, go to www.allstarvacationhomes.com, where you'll discover that hospitality has a new home.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, September 26th, 2008, and this is episode 467 episodes of WDW Today. Filling in again for Matt Hochberg, who is allegedly still on his honeymoon. Enjoy it now, Matt, because once it's over, filling in for Mr. Diorio tonight is me, Mike Scopa of allears.net. On the show today, saying a prayer for Steelers running back Willie Parker, Len, I feel your pain, is the co-author of the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World and the gray matter behind touringplans.com, Mr. Leonard Tester. Mr. Tester, a pleasure as always, sir.
Mr. Scopa, is so lovely to be here once again. So I apologize. I've been drinking for a few days. It's been a little hectic here. Is Matt not on the show now because he's headed to Washington to help with the economy?
I think he's suspended his honeymoon.
So that means John McCain's not going to be on the show tonight, right?
That's right.
Okay.
First Letterman, now us.
Just checking. All right.
Also, that was a good one. Also on the show, praying 24/7 these days for both the Jets and the amazing Mets, is Mouse World Radio's Michael Newell. Mr. Newell, I am in awe of your mastery and sound.
I was going to be a fan of the Nets, but I figured, Jets, Mets, Nets, not a good combination. So I gave that up.
You know, it's going to sound sad. Is that's the first time that I've realized that all three of those are like that.
Oh God!
I'm in Mensa.
Oh, I think we need a recall on that. It must have been a hanging Chad that brought you into.
I can't believe that's the first time I've realized that. Wait, hold on. So it's Jets, Mets, Nets, Devils. Never mind.
No, that makes sense.
Rangers. Oh,
Oh, man.
Oh, well.
It's painful.
Tonight we're going to do a different kind of a show. We do listener question shows every Wednesday, and those questions come from the WDW Today inbox. However, each one of us receives emails from time to time in our own inbox, and we thought we'd share with you some of what we get, and sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're just informative and complimentary at times, or just the opposite. But we thought that we'd pull out a few interesting emails and share them with you tonight. And we hope you enjoy this type of show. And we'll be looking for comments as to whether or not you'd like to see more of these type of shows. So I guess I'll turn to Len first. And Len, do you have an email that popped up in your inbox over the last week or so that you'd like to share with everybody?
I did, actually. So it says this. I won't mention the reader's name, but it said on page. Here's an update to page 491. I ate at Narcoossee's a couple of evenings ago, and they now have navy tablecloths over a white table protector on the tables. Probably helps with the noise level, as I did not find the noise level to be all that bad. That's the kind of thing that it's this kind of attention to detail that is a hallmark of unofficial guide readers. I can't imagine that most other folks of other guidebooks would care enough to write in to do that. But it's the kind of stuff that we love, so I'm very happy with it.
Do you get a lot of those types of emails?
I do, actually. We get a lot of stuff from people who apparently read every sentence of the book and will write in and say, on page 559 you said it was make a left turn here and it's really make a right or something like that. And I think it's great. It keeps us on our toes.
Oh, that's good. I think I think that's good to have that feedback because it only makes your product better, and it's nice to know that you are accepting all those comments in good spirits. Mike, what about you? Have anything that you'd like to share?
I get the usual. Dear Mike, where can I find the soundtrack to Illumination's pre-show area music circa 1996? That would have played on a Tuesday.
Wow.
In December.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Hey, that reminds me. I've gotten an email that was sent to me that was supposed to be for you.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, sometimes I get email that says, Mike, do you have the audio for blah blah blah? Just like you just said.
Right.
But I also get email from people who think that you are the same Mike Newell who was the director for the Harry Potter films.
Yes.
And they're all.
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean. And so I have these Harry Potter stories that I'd like to submit, and it's like, do I just trash it or do I send it off to Newell? So I send it off to Newell.
No, I get those too. I get either story ideas where somebody will compile, pages and pages of story that I should read for the next upcoming film.
You should, yeah.
Either that, I get that, or I'm an aspiring actress and I would love to come and audition for a part that I think I'd be perfect for, blah 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 blah. Where can I send an audition tape and blah 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 blah. But I get a lot of that, and no.
Do you really?
Well, you know what it is, I don't know this guy Mike Newell. He's not part of the family.
The other Mike Newell?
Yeah, if he is, he hasn't written or he hasn't called, so
exactly.
But he had done some project with Disney at one point. So what happens is when you type my name and Disney podcast or Disney and Google, what happens is you get a little combination more of him, obviously, but I pop up in there every now and then.
Wow.
You mentioned about how you get people who want auditions and something like that. One time I received an email from a young woman who wanted to try out for the part of Tinkerbell, who leaps from the castle just before wishes every night. And she was ready to send me her resume, her headshot, and everything. And I managed to point her in the right direction. But it's amazing how many of those types of emails we get. I have one I'd like to share. I received this earlier this week, and it was from Gary. And I shared this with Len, and he made the suggestion to talk about this on the show, and that led to this show topic. So this show is Len's brainchild for sure. So it says, hi, Mike. On one of your recent shows, you guys were discussing the changes to the evening extra magic hours and how they're no longer using wristbands. We were told the reason for the change is the alarming number of wristbands ending up in landfills. Instead of wristband distribution areas, guests are directed to any attraction with FastPass. They can use their room keys to get an EMH pass, good for all the attractions that are running for the extra magic hours. Now that was something that I did not know. So maybe they're just showing you all you have to do is show your resort ID, and then you get some kind of a special extra magic hour fast pass, I guess. But so what's going to prevent that extra magic hour fast pass from ending up on the landfill? So I don't understand that at all. But anyways, that was one part of that email, and the second part's very interesting. He talks about the bus transportation to downtown Disney. He says, also in previous shows, there's been some confusion about transportation to downtown Disney. Guests can only get to downtown Disney when using Disney transportation from a Disney resort. Similarly, there's no Disney transportation to any theme park from downtown Disney. And the reason is simple. Parking is free at downtown Disney.
Right. If
transportation was offered from downtown Disney to the parks, the parking lot would be full of guests not shopping and not paying for parking. Hope this helps. I believe Gary must be a cast member or someone who knows what's going on. But I never thought of it that way. That would be the reason why there's no buses from downtown Disney to the parks. Interesting.
I think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Okay. It's Lynn. I'm going to turn to you now. Do you have another one?
I do have one. So this is one that we get periodically. It's one of the more frequent questions we get. Silly question, but looking at all the crowds and exiting from the parks at the end of the day after fireworks, is it possible to park, for example, at the Contemporary Resort, walk to the Magic Kingdom for a day at the park, and then walk back to the resort when all the crowds are trying to do the mass exit through the main car parking lot, and then leave with ease? Would this be a good cheat route? Many thanks. So that's It's we get that a lot actually, but really just for the Magic Kingdom, which is sort of odd.
Well, it is the hardest one to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the hardest one to get to, but it is kind of interesting. So we typically say no, you can't you can't do that, and we explain why. So in that one, I mentioned that Disney security will ask you when you're going into the resort what you're there for. And if you tell them, if you try and say that you've got a dining reservation or hotel reservation, they've got computer systems right there at the security gate that can tell them whether you're actually telling the truth. And it's an embarrassing situation when you try and say something that isn't true. So anyway.
They've lost parking spaces over there too since they started doing that.
Right, with the construction. Yeah, good point. Yeah, so they're probably more sensitive about that now.
And wait till after the building opens. That's a huge building. It's going to take up a lot of parking.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. Very good. Mr. Newell, your turn.
I get this one quite often. Dear Mike, I've asked this question to the podcast, but it hasn't been answered yet, or maybe it has. Why do you guys hate Lou Mongello so much?
Obviously, this is someone who hasn't been with us from day one.
Sign Lou's mom. Which, to explain this over and over is just amazing, and that we still get these, and I'm sure Lou gets them too from time to time. So it's amazing that we still get these.
I think that those types of emails, Mike, are coming from people who are, I guess I'd call them hit and run listeners,
right?
Who may not listen to all the episodes, but listen to some or maybe half of them, and because of that, there are some gaps that they don't understand. For instance, they may not understand the snoring when Matt talks about Star Wars weekends. They may not understand the laughter that comes from all of us when we start talking about Narcoossee's, and the inside jokes, and that's where the wiki comes in handy. And so for those of you who are listening who are relatively new or have not listened to all the episodes, you may want to go over to the wiki and see if there's anything in there that may answer some of the questions, like the one that Mike just talked about with that email.
And for the record, Lou is a dear friend of all of ours. I'm not even going to speak for Matt because I don't know how he's feeling. No, Lou is a really great and dear friend to all four of us.
We're always kidding with him, and he's always kidding with us. So we do a lot to support each other. We support his charity, and he very much is very appreciative of it. So I think that hopefully once and for all we'll just settle that. Lou is our friend. Probably one of our closest friend outside the show, and he's very near and dear to us. So is Deanna and Marion and Nicholas.
Absolutely,
the kid, the whole family. So hopefully we'll put that to rest. And with that, I'm going to read an email that came to me on September 22nd. This is something that seems like it's out of David Letterman. It's from. I'll just mention first, it's from Roger, and he sends me the top 10 signs your Magic Kingdom attraction operator is nuts. So here we go. Number 10, the Jungle Cruise guide keeps muttering about getting that big white hippo. Number 9, the boatloader hands you a bag lunch to give pirate number 34. Number 8, the attendant validates your fast pass by chewing it up. Number 7, when the ride breaks down, the attendant says the emergency start button is in his front left pocket.
Oh my.
This is an interesting one. Number 6, Mickey's PhilharMagic host tells you to put your glasses on upside down to see Princess Jasmine naked.
Ooh.
Number 5, top 10 signs your Magic Kingdom attraction operator is nuts. Boiling water is added to your teacup.
That's great.
My favorite one is number 4. Space Mountain attendant offers to, quote, show you the moon.
That's great.
Number 3, Mickey's PhilharMagic host tells you to put your glasses on upside down to see Pluto naked.
Oh, my goodness.
Number 2, the operator tells you he's engaged to the little East Indian girl on the left in It's a Small World. And the number 1 sign that your Magic Kingdom attraction operator is nuts, the Haunted Mansion host offers to tell you the real meaning of Madame Leota's head. So
That's
those
class.
are the yeah. So that was one of the more funny emails that I've gotten over the last month or so. I'm going to turn this over to Len for the next one.
So the other kind of emails that we get from people are, and I don't know if you guys get them, they're trip reports, and they're anywhere from 1 to, I think the record is 21 or 22 pages long, where people will describe in detail every single aspect of their journey. So I've got one that I'm looking at right now. This just came in that does 2 paragraphs on their experience with Magical Express. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 paragraphs on their room at Port Orleans Riverside. 2 on the weather. 1 on the dining plan. 2 on Hoop-de-Doo review. 2 on Kali River Rapids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on Blizzard Beach, and then 1 in conclusion. It goes on for 3 pages.
Wow.
Which is great. I mean, it's good information because you get a lot of good quotes on it, but the amount of effort that goes into these things is just astounding, and it's hard to even keep track of all of the information that we get, because we're getting 10,000 or so letters a year on this, where there might be one particular piece of information that would be useful, and it's hard to see over time whether things are trends. So it's interesting. So this particular one had a couple of good quotes on the Hoop-de-Doo review and on Kali River Rapids. One was, we would have been better off to stand under the cold showers at the entrance to Africa to get wet and be done with it.
That's great.
I think it's classic.
What's really nice about the trip reports is that when you receive these, I mean, they're contemporary, they're up to date, they're giving you the latest information, they're giving you honest opinions by those who have used your touring plans or just who want to help you make the book even better than it is, and the information is so valuable, and they actually turn out to be valuable tools in the trip planning process for everybody who actually reads those trip reports. So those things are so valuable, and it's nice to know that people are doing them as often as they do.
Oh, it's fabulous. In fact, I'm going back and looking at my notes going back to 2005, and people will actually email me wait times back when we needed wait times. It was really good. People wrote in with things around their experiences with the All-Star Movies suites when the suites came out, just a whole bunch of other stuff. It was really neat.
That's a good point. Mike, do we have time for one more?
Sure.
Okay, this one comes from, actually, when I was down at Walt Disney World in August, I was in the American Adventure gift shop, and someone came up to me and said, "Are you Mike?" And it was one of our listeners from the United Kingdom. His name is Graham. And I had a nice conversation with Graham and his family. And it was, I think it was a day or two after I had eaten at the Tuska House. He was asking about the Disney dining plan, where I've eaten. And I mentioned to him that I had eaten at the Tuska House, and I recommended it to him. So he said, "I think I'll take you up on it." So I would say about 2 weeks ago, I received a letter from Graham And
Cool.
he said, we ate at the Tusker House a couple of days after you gave us the recommendation, and I have to say that we all thoroughly enjoyed the experience. The food was very tasty and so much variety on offer. Our fish-eating veggie son was also able to fill his plate with ease, and he really enjoyed the salmon. It did put us very much in mind of the evening meal buffet at Boma in the Animal Kingdom Lodge, yes, where we stayed last year. Yeah, it's very much similar to that. For us on the basic Disney dining plan, it also meant that we could get appetizer, entree, and dessert for the first time on this vacation. And that's something that, I wanted to take from this letter. The Disney dining plan now does not offer you the appetizer. It does give you the entree and the dessert. But if you go to if you go to a Boma, you go to a Chef Mickey's, you go to especially Tusker House, where the prices are kind of high, and as a matter of fact, the Crystal Palace for dinner, you can get your appetizer, and it's part of the it's part of the entree. It's just a small entree. So this was something that I wanted to point out to everyone. He says, thanks again for the inside information on the amazing B-17 painting in Epcot. Now,
Yeah. Is that at the American Adventure?
it's at the American Adventure, and for those of you who don't know what we're talking
I
about,
know exactly what you're talking about.
when you walk into the rotunda where the Voices of Liberty sing, if you turn to the left and walk a little bit towards the side, you will see on the front wall there is a photo of the B-17 airplane, and it looks as though the nose is pointing right towards you. And if you walk all the way to the end of that area to the wall and you look at it, it looks like it's following you. So that's a very interesting painting. So that's about it. I think this was a pretty good show. I think that we offered everybody some thoughts and ideas and entertained everybody. And again, we'd like to hear from you, and please send us your comments and let us know if this is the kind of show that you would like to see us do.
So one last thing. Don't forget, all of us will be in Walt Disney World October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So that's next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be at Epcot's Food and Wine Festival on Friday, October 3rd, starting around 6 p.m., probably doing a counterclockwise rotation starting in Canada. And we'll also be at Food and Wine in the afternoon on Saturday, right before Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Saturday night. So if you guys are there, want to stop by and say hi, we'll be wearing our Walt Disney World Today gear. Stop by and say hi, and we'll buy you some Gravlax.
And once again, before I close the show, I want to thank Len and Mike for just making this experience so pleasant.
Why, thank you. It's your company that makes it pleasant.
Yeah,
That too. It was good.
Something about having three people kind of makes it balanced. When you have like a four-legged stool, it's kind of uneven. But if you have a three-legged stool, it's always solid. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say it's like having a fourth wheel. It's just, I'm still cracking up about the Jets Mets Nets thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to edit that out, which I know is not gonna happen now. But whatever, that's fine.
Nah, that's staying.
Yeah. Mensa Mai.
Oh, that may go.
All right, so that's it for our show today. This episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. With over 150 vacation rentals to choose from, All-Star Vacation Homes will help you find the perfect vacation accommodation for your Orlando vacation. Their rentals range from 3, 4, or 5-star homes or condos, all offering the comfort and convenience of fully equipped kitchens, multiple master suites with televisions in every bedroom, and your own private pool with a barbecue grill. So for more information, go to www.allstarvacationhomes.com, where you'll discover that hospitality has a new home. Now, if you'd like to check out our old episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, please visit the WDW Today website at www.wdwtoday.com. You can send your questions to us at questions@wdwtoday.com. So for Leonard Tester and Michael Newell, I'm Mike Scoper, and we'll see you next time.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.